And all right, we're live. What's up, guys? The Lsat StudyBuddy here, and we're back for session 2 of today's study session. It's 17 days out from February 20th, Lsat day. Well, the beginning of Lsat period. I'm not sure if I'll be taking it the 20th or the 21st. It'll be one of those. So we're about 17 days out. Um, and we're back to studying. We did logic games earlier today. We had another perfect logic game section. Woot woot. Um, and today tonight we'll be doing reading comprehension and logical reasoning. I was contemplating doing both logical reasoning sections tonight, but at this point it's already 7:50. I had class until 6, did some homework, ate, and now we're here. And I have a fair amount more to do. I have some cases to read, um, and some homework to prep for tomorrow. I did some, I didn't finish, but I need to make sure that I have time to do that. Yeah, I have a case to read, and then it's Supreme Court's appeal, and all that later today. So instead of doing a full test today, meaning the logic games, logical reasoning, and reading comp, today I'm going to do just because I did logic games, I'm just going to do an LSAT flex essentially. I'll do reading comp, and I'll do one section of logical reasoning. It's just going to be the first section of logical reasoning. Generally, one is harder than the other. So I'm hoping we get the harder one and crush it as if it's the easy one. So that is the plan. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. Also, for those of you following along in my candle journey, we finished that pumpkin and plums yesterday or 2 days ago. And yesterday we had some black cherry incense. Today I moved on to the next smell. Another fruity one that I'm not the biggest fan of because I'm not the biggest fan of fruity, sweet flavors. This is Amaretto and blood orange. Um, I lit it a little earlier and it was very strong, very sweet. Yeah, okay, so when you peel like a clementine, and I use clementine because generally they're a little more punchy than oranges, but when you peel a clementine and you accidentally like squeeze it and a little bit of juice comes out and all of a sudden you get hit with that really citrusy smell. That's what this smells like, except instead of it just being a short blast of citrus, it's a candle that constantly releases um, that citrus strength, prominence. um, yeah, so it's definitely not bad, right? It's sweet, which I don't like it, but it's not bad. The scent itself is nice. Like I love clementines and oranges because of, well, not only but also because of their smell. And this very much encapsulates that smell. It's just a lot. It's a lot of sweet. Uh, it feels like when you smell it, it feels like you just ate an entire. When you smell it for an extended period of time, it feels like you ate an entire bag of candy. It's just really, really sweet. But it is very good. It is very good in short blasts, short increments of time. So we're just gonna light this up. Yeah, it's that clementine juice right there. But yeah, we'll have it on. It'll be all right. In terms of music today, again, not gonna have any. It's just sports. It's sports. It's a way for me to clear my mind. I'm a big fan of a lot of different sports, so I will be watching the rest of the Tampa Bay Lightning Detroit Red Wings game. There's about 5 minutes left in the third, and then the Flyers play the Bruins later tonight. If I can find my phone, I can tell you exactly what time. I think the game starts at 8, which will be right when this one ends. Let me just find the NHL app. Yeah, game starts right when this one ends. That's going to be the Bruins Flyers. Should be a great game. For those of you that don't know, which is probably all of you, Bruins are like my second team. I'm not necessarily a supporter, but so long as they don't play the Nashville Predators, which are my team for a bunch of reasons, even though I'm not from Nashville. Mainly one reason. Doesn't matter. Not going to get into it. You don't need to know all that stuff. But yeah, the Predators are my team. When the Predators aren't playing, I want the Bees to win. Go Bruins. So the Flyers and the Bruins play at 8:00. I'll switch it over to that game once the Red Wings Lightning finishes up. But yeah, like I said, we did a lot of games earlier. We went 23 for 23. Perfect section. And we have reading comp and logic games, or logical reasoning to do. We'll start with the reading comp. We'll do the reading comp section, then we'll do one logical reasoning section, so I have time to get to my homework. And yeah, that's all I got. Soccer is better than hockey. I 100% agree. No doubt in my mind. But hockey is also a very, very fun sport to watch. Yeah, I think in terms of the sports that I like watching, I think soccer is at the very top of the list. Then playoff hockey. Then like a good card, like a good MMA card. Then playoff basketball, regular hockey, regular basketball. Yeah. Curling. Curling's a fun sport. Look, there's no doubt in my mind that that is hard, right? Because you're tossing that, what do they call it? The stone? Do they call it stone? I think they call it a stone. You're releasing that stone and you're releasing it far, right? And you have to do it with accuracy. There's no way they call it rocks. That's what they call it. Let's see. What do they call the curling puck? The curling stone or rock. Okay. So it can be both. Yeah, and it's just with such precision. And then you got the people that are doing the brooms and they got to know exactly how much to broom. Like, I don't even know how much to broom my floors. How do they know how much to broom ice in order to get a rock to go there? And the form is pretty funky too. It looks like they're doing a really deep lunge. I don't know. Um, I'm sure that it's like shuffleboard, except on ice. So if you're a big curling fan, go for it. I wouldn't prioritize watching curling over other things. I definitely prefer curling over watching paint dry, though. I think that's a pretty standard opinion. But yeah, there's no soccer on right now, at least nothing interesting. I think basketball's on, but again, I'd rather watch hockey because it's not playoff basketball. And honestly, playoff basketball and like regular hockey are probably in line. I don't know what I'd pick. It would probably depend on the teams playing if they were both on at the same time. Da da da. Randy Furby is amazing, best curler ever. Uh, I believe you. The closest the closest thing I know to Randy Furby is probably those little dolls. If you remember them, they looked like little owls. I think they were called Furbies. Probably spelled differently, but those were awesome. I had so many of them. So many of them. I don't know. I might still have them. They might be somewhere. I think they were called Furbies, but with a U, I think. Yeah, yeah, Furby. Here, I'll put it. Furby. There we go. Yeah, I had so many of them. They were fun to play with. It was a little robot fur ball. And this was back when electricity wasn't what it is now, and technology wasn't what it is now. It was all the hype, all the hype. But no, it was fun, and it was an interesting childhood. Okay, it was very interesting. I I played soccer, and I watched Pokemon and Digimon. Oh, Digimon! I don't even think they show Digimon anymore. I had a Digimon blanket. Okay, that show was wild. Okay, Pokemon lasted. Okay, but Digimon was better. 100%. Yu-Gi-Oh was good. This is like throwback. I remember getting like a Pokemon movie on VHS tape. I had like multiple. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow, what a throwback. I heard if you do the Pokemon voice before Lsat, you get a 173 plus. Which Pokemon? Is it this guy? Isn't he adorable? I mean, look, he's like a little Pikachu pluff. He's got like the red cheeks and everything. I wanted a Raichu and a Pichu also to have like the full evolution, but all I have is Pikachu, and then I have Domo. Where'd Domo go? Domo fell. He's on the floor, but Domo's over there. But Pikachu's pretty cool. Yeah, so Tampa Bay just beat Detroit. Final score 5-1. We're switching to the Bruins Flyers game. Squirtle. I don't even know. My Pikachu voice is probably the best out of all of my Pokemon voices. But if you like Squirtle, Squirtle, Squirtle. Squirtle was a good one. Even though Charmander was like my favorite. Because he turned into Charizard. And Charizard was like the best. The best. I think even now, if you look at Pokemon card trading, Charizard is like the most valued card out there. I don't know why. Probably because he's the best. Charizard was awesome, and for people that care about nostalgia at all, they're gonna want a Charizard Pokemon card before they want. Personally, a big fan of Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff. Yeah, Jigglypuff is pretty cool. Jigglypuff is actually in Smash Brothers, I think, or is that Clefairy? No, I think it's Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff is the one that falls asleep, and basically your move is if you fall asleep on someone else, it knocks them off of the map and you kill them. So she has like a song, and that makes people fall asleep, and then she falls asleep on them, and then they go flying. Yeah, Jigglypuff is pretty good. I'm assuming you like to sleep. I like to sleep too. I'm a Jigglypuff on weekends. When I'm energized, I'm definitely a Pikachu. I'll just be like, Pika-pee! Pikachu! Pikachu! Pika! Pika-pee! Just energy and electricity. Pikachu! And then the lightning comes out of my face. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. I wish. Imagine being a Pokemon or a Pokemon trainer. That was a dream of mine for so long. Just imagining. I used to dream about that, okay? Like waking up and all of a sudden there are Pokemon and I get to go to Professor Oak and pick out a Pokemon for myself. And then I train it like a pet, and we go fight other Pokemon together and stuff. And catch them all. Yeah. The memories. All right. But that was when I was 7. And when I was still in elementary school. And now I'm trying to get into law school. So I think this is a good time to transition to actually doing what I was supposed to do today. Thank you for letting me enjoy the nostalgia for a little bit. And, you know, um, feeding the fire. But it's time to get started, I think. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get started with reading comp. Today is the first time we're going to have a comparative passage in this set of studying. So that's going to be exciting. And then we'll do a logical reasoning to finish off the day. Bada bing, bada boom. Mr. Worldwide, when I step in the room, or something like that. Let's get started. No, it's bada bing, bada boom. When I walk in, I'm the king of the room. Mr. Worldwide is a completely different. It's like I don't even know what song I'm thinking of. But one of them is Watsky. The other one is Pitbull, I think. Is Pitbull Mr. Worldwide? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember. I remember. You remember. I remember. And if anyone knows where that's from George Lopez. Also a great show from my childhood. Well, it's not from my childhood. It was on Nick at Night. I wasn't allowed to watch, but I watched. All right, reading comp it is. Here we go.
Championship team and are willing to kind of put things aside. It didn't feel to me like Gordon Hayward was always willing to put those things to the side. See, I felt like he was being marginalized by his team.
All right, update. I cannot do reading comp when people are talking because I'm listening to them instead of reading, but I want to watch the game. All right, I guess I'm just going to mute the game, which means I'm going to put music back on. So, quick pause. Can I usually read when people are talking? No. Why did I think I'd be able to read when people are talking? I don't know. I just wanted to watch the game. But it's all right. We'll throw on some music. We'll go to Copyright Free Music 2021. Subtitle: All songs on the list can be used and monetized. Smiley face. And this person does smiley face right. He does colon, then the parenthesis. If you do the parenthesis and then colon, you're just wrong. I don't even know what else to say. Just wrong. Not even like kind of wrong. You're just super wrong. And yes, super is an appropriate quantitative adjective. Quantifying adjective. Dance moves. All right. No, but seriously, let's get to work. Okay, reading competence. Let's do it. Usmane Sembene. What is this song? Oh dear.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus. I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been going away, but it's not like I need it. And you may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus. I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my. I just need to clear my head. 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 I just need to. I just need to clear my head. created a space. In my head it was empty. But I know that I want to be where you are. I was denied. I had spent those years, could not recognize the person that's inside. We have a purpose, but to take that leap, you must recognize the person that's inside.
Hmm. And the music stopped. Sorry, guys. Something's up with Spotify recently. All right, guys. My computer decided that it wants to. Oh, it stopped. Okay, never mind. Oh, hey, Cheyenne. I just switched over. Hopefully, you're still here. So I can answer your question. Wanted to ask you, do your prep tests on paper or on computer? I have both. I have the textbooks, which are these guys. I have everything from 19 to 81. And that's where I started. I definitely recommend starting there. And then because test day is in less than 3 weeks, last week I moved to the online format. I think the online format is better suited for reading comprehension. Once you realize what you're doing, it's a transition. I think it's easier to study in the books. It's easier to study on paper, at least for me. And then as you get closer to test day, I'd recommend shifting online. I'm actually going now back into the books a little bit here and there just to make it easier because I'm trying a new logical reasoning sort of practice. Yeah, new logical reasoning practice. So I'm moving back to the paper books. But yeah, I started in paper. I did tests 19 through, I don't even know, 19 through 41, I think, were all on the paper. And then 42, I started mixing both paper and computer. And now I'm primarily on the computer with a little bit of paper. On Saturday, I'll be doing the full test on the computer. And then next week will be the last time I'm in the book, hopefully ever, the beginning of next week. And then from then on, everything's going to be computer. So I definitely say start paper and then migrate your way onto the computer. In terms of what to do on paper, I'd recommend getting these books. They're incredibly valuable. I don't remember how much they were, but whatever they are, if they're going to help your LSAT score, they're going to be worth it by either helping you get into a better school or helping you get more scholarship from the school you'd be getting into. And I can promise you they're not $1,000. And if it saves you $1,000 in scholarship money or increases your salary by $1,000 a year by getting these books, they're definitely worth it long term. And then for the online service, which I like because you can actually continue doing tests over and over again. It'll clear it for you and you can check your history to see how you've improved. But if you're going to do it online, the Law School Admissions Council on lsac.org has two online test packages. The first one is the LSAT prep package. And that has, I think, 2 online tests and a flex test that you can do for free online as many times as you want. Eventually, doing the same problems over and over again aren't gonna help you, but it's a start. If you have an LSAC fee waiver, I think you get the LSAT Test Prep Plus for free. Otherwise, it's $99 for a year subscription to every test 19 to 89, and then a couple extra ones, including the May Flex, the one from last year, May 2020. And again, it's $100 if it's going to get you into a better law school. If it's going to get you a little more money on average per year, that $100 for a year is 100% worth it. Unless you're more than a year out from when you want to be done. If you're more than a year out from when you want to be done, then maybe that's not the best decision to get yet. I'd definitely start in the books and then migrate there when you're within a year of of when you want to be done. So that's my short answer. I know you asked that question 10 minutes before I started answering it, so hopefully I got you there. Also, for some reason, my Bruins Flyers game isn't working. What happened to my internet? Am I still here? Can if you're in this chat and you hear me, can you just type that I'm still here? Because the internet on my iPad went out and the internet on my TV went out, and I don't know if you guys can hear me, and I feel like I might be talking to myself. All right, so no answer. I might be unheard, but I'm gonna keep going. Um, all right. So yeah, I'm gonna stop my reading comp there. Um, I got through the passage with the comparative stuff, the comparative passages, and I feel like I might need a bit more work on that before I move on to full sections. So I'm going to tailor. How am I going to do this? Okay, so I'm going to tailor the next couple days, Thursday and Friday. I'm going to tailor to attending to that need, the need to work on those. So probably instead of doing logic games and a full reading comp section, what I'm going to do is I'll probably do logic games and then 2 comparative passages sections, or 2 comparative passages. And I'll do that in the middle of the day. That way I don't struggle with time, because that needs help. The other passages, it's the second one in the section. The other passage I did fine. I did it really well. Right where I need to be. I got one wrong, which isn't the best, but it's enough. There are 4 passages, 1 wrong on each. I'm at a -4, and I'm fine with that. And again, this not caring approach really helps, but I did not do well on this comparative passage, and I don't want to keep driving through this if I'm not getting what I need to. So I'd rather cut it there and move on than try to force that when it's not happening. So yeah, we're going to move on to logical reasoning. We'll be doing section 2 online of logical reasoning. We're in test 52. So if you're in the book, this is section... If you're in the book, this is section 1. Oh, and I have actually done this before. So this would have had to have been when I was starting. When I was like starting LSAT studying. Let's see how I did. To give you guys an idea of what it was like before my 164. I guess I had done this. This had to have been towards the end of pre-November. This is wild. This is a long time ago. I got a 23 out of 25 on the first logical reasoning section. I got a 20 out of 23 on logic games. I got a 19 out of 25 on the second logical reasoning section. And a 23 out of 27 on reading comp. So that's -2 on the first LR, -3 on the games, -6 on the second logical reasoning, and -4 on the reading comp. And I was still at a 166 on this test. So wow, just saying the improvement is pretty crazy. $285. If I were to have done the same thing and just gotten the 3 extra points from logic games, because now I'm doing perfect logic games, I would have been at a 169. And that's not including the improvement that I've been having on logical reasoning, a -6. Dear oh dear. Maybe that's an idea. Should I review, or should I do again and compare? I'm going to do again, but I'm going to do section 3 because that was the harder one for me the first time. I want to see how that improves. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I'll see you guys in 35 minutes All right. All right, so that was logical reasoning. I redid section 3, and I got a 23 out of 25. That's a -2 instead of a -6. So if we were to go back in time, just in theory, we were to go back in time to this test, and we were to only change the logic game section and one of the logical reasonings, the one I just did. The logic games would be a 0 because we're doing perfect. The logical reasoning would be a -2 instead of a -6. And just there, we've gained 7 points. We were at an 85, we'd be at a 92, and that's the 173. So, look, we're definitely getting better. We're definitely growing. It's definitely developing. Every day is getting a little better, which is great. And we love to see it. And by we, I mean I, and hopefully you guys. And yeah, I mean, day by day, step by step, we'll make it there. We'll make it there. And honestly, 2 wrong on a logical reasoning section is great. 2 wrong, 4 wrong, 2 wrong on logical reasoning, 4 wrong on reading comp, perfect logic games. We're at a -6. We're at a, let's check power score. We're at a -6, and I think -6 out of 76 puts us at a 70, and that's a 173. Look, we're on pace. We're getting there. We're doing it. We really are doing it. And it is incredible. It is incredible. I can't believe it. The more time you put into something and the harder you work, the better the payoff. And honestly, just doing this is incredible. I'm watching myself get better. And if I was doing these questions out loud, or I had a camera of what I was doing down on the paper, I think you guys would be pretty astounded by how much my thought process is changing over this time that I'm studying, and it's definitely getting better. I mean, look, I got a -2 just now on that section, and I can tell you, let's go to them actually. The first ones, it says the answer was, I crossed all of them out, by the way. I crossed all of them out, and the reason I got it wrong was because it said large mammals, and I read large dinosaurs. Because in the passage, it drew a distinction between dinosaurs and mammals, and I just missed it. So I picked the wrong one. The other one I got wrong was because I selected a choice about the bacteria instead of the dense colony of the bacteria. That's because I had also crossed all of them out and then realized I misunderstood the passage. And then I had to go back, and I found one that looked right. So I went from A to E, crossed them all out, and I crossed out. And then I was like, okay, well, that's not right. So I went back, I redid the passage. By the way, I finished with over 5 minutes left. But I went back, I redid the passage, and I started from E, and then I went up to D. And D was like, ooh. That looks right. It still looks right. It still looks right. So I didn't get up to A. I didn't get back up to A. And A is just a better answer. It's just a better answer. It's not that D is wrong. It's A is a much, much better answer. Because the conclusion is, as a result, a dense colony of these bacteria produces for itself an environment in which it can continue to thrive indefinitely. Not the bacteria can continue to thrive indefinitely. It's a dense colony of the bacteria can indefinitely continue to thrive. So it's stuff like that. I mean, it's the Lsat. You when they draw a distinction between dinosaurs and mammals and it slips your mind that you need to be focusing on that distinction for one question, you're gone. You know it's wrong. When your conclusion is about a dense colony of bacteria and you decide to give the answer that talks about a bacteria, even though the rest of it's essentially the same, rather than the dense colony of bacteria, you're wrong because the conclusion wasn't about bacteria, it was about a dense colony of bacteria. But again, it was a -6 before November. It's a -2 now. Alone, that brings my 164 up to a 169, or 168, 169, and then logic games are perfect. And that's it. You're in the 170s, you know? I'm just super excited. I'm super excited to take this test. I'm 17 days out and I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready and I'm going to keep grinding because I want to be more ready. And that's it. So that's what I have for you guys today. I know it wasn't much. I know it was short. We do have to work on that reading comp. Again, it's not my strongest. It's my worst section. But we're going to work on it because our logical reasoning's there. Our logic games are there. And it's really going to come down to this reading comp. So we got to grind it. So like I said, moving forward, I'll be doing reading comp and logic games in the afternoons, in between my classes in the morning and my class in the afternoon. That way I can make sure that I don't run late, make sure that I don't miss anything like I did today. And we're going to cut down, instead of doing full sections, at least for this week and the beginning of next week. And by this week, I mean Thursday and Friday, and then the beginning of next week, we're going to be doing just the comparative passages. I want to get into the swing of those before I go into full-fledged tests on those. And yeah, we're 2 weeks out. Is this too late to start with the comparative passages? Possibly. I might have started this late. I definitely might have started this late. But I'm starting it, and I know I need to work on it, so I will. And it's that simple. So with that, I'm going to finish this off. Cheyenne, or I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but I saw your question. I answered it. I'm not sure if you're here and you heard my answer, but you did email me a question. So I'm going to answer this question in an email. I'll get it back to you relatively soon. I'll email it after I'm done with the live stream. Other than that, here it's about 9:15, so I'm going to go work on my homework. And for all of you on the East Coast, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. And if you're watching this now, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Otherwise, if you're watching this at some other time, I hope you have a good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, late night, early morning. I hope you're enjoying your breakfast, lunch, dinner. I hope you're enjoying laying in bed procrastinating. Whatever it is, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, I hope it's great. And I'll be back on tomorrow. So see you all then.